Why, hello there. You've caught me on a leg pump day, so I'm excited to share my leg pump day. I know we've done upper body pump days, lower body pump. Here we come. Ready to have fun and get sore, but gosh damn, it's gonna get those minds strong. Here we go. Let's share what I would do on a lower body leg pump day. You know, I love leg day. I love squatting. I love deadlifting, which never used to be the case, especially with deadlifting. Now I absolutely love it and miss it. So, but here's kind of what I would do on a lower body strength building pump day, right? I'm trying to put some size on my legs or get them stronger, which obviously in turn makes my mind a lot stronger. So this is what my day would look like. This is like a normal Operation LFG day. All my LFG members can attest to this. They're nasty days. They definitely hit the legs and the mind and push you not only physically but mentally. And so I love them. And I will stand by this until the day I die. Weak legs equal weak minds. And so we will have neither of it. So what we'll do is we'll start off with the accessory piece. We're gonna start off with split squats today. We're gonna do 3 sets of 10s. I haven't decided if I wanna do dumbbell or barbell. You can do either. I like to change it up week by week. Sometimes I'll do like a month straight with dumbbells and then switch back to a barbell. If you have a safety bars work really well for split squats on your back. If you don't feel comfortable with the barbell. So yeah, we'll start off with some split squats, 3 by 8 to 10 reps. We'll go into Nordics. We will do another 3 by 8 to 10 reps. I'm gonna do that on a GHD today. If you don't have a GHD, there's a couple good ways to do it without having a GHD, and I will show you those. And then we're gonna go into some split stance stiff-legged deadlifts with dumbbells. These are a newer addition that I've started adding in recently, and I've really felt it hit my hamstrings a lot, and I've loved it. I've always had a hard time really engaging the hamstrings, and I felt like my hamstrings have always been pretty weak until I started doing a few different exercises, and this is definitely one of them that I have really enjoyed. And then we're gonna go into a little workout where we're gonna do have a very leg emphasis, high leg intense workout, but we're gonna get our heart rates up while we do it. So, and we'll go over that in a little bit. But yeah, let me get warmed up and then we'll fucking hop into it.
Are you gonna squat with them on?
No, well, I might do some air squats with them on, but just more so to like kind of push some fluid through my legs right now. If my legs feel so much better when I do this, it's kind of crazy. So yeah, doing some blood flow restriction real quick, just as a warm up. Just helps with moving some fluid through the legs, getting some things activated. You don't need a machine like this to do this. You could just use like voodoo floss or any sort of wrap, even like a knee wrap. You could just wrap around upper leg and do some squats, and it just kind of helps push some fluid through the legs. If your legs are feeling a little stiff, a little tired, a little achy, it definitely helps get things going and feeling a little better before you start doing like a leg day. But this Suji is an awesome product. They have some good stuff out there. So I'm not affiliated with them, but I do believe in blood flow restriction. So there's that. If I'm gonna warm up with doing some activation, I'll do like basically 3 sets of 15 with like 10-15 seconds rest, leaving them on and then pulling them off, and it helps a lot. It definitely makes the joints feel good, pumps the muscles up, gets some blood flowing. That release is something special. These are actually great too. I'll just put them on if I'm like sitting around. You don't even have to do anything. You just put them on and pump them up and leave them on for like 4 or 5 minutes at a time. Deflate. Do that a couple times. It really helps with moving fluid in and out, getting new blood, pushing inflammation out. If your knees are hurting, try some compression and it helps. Fucking out of breath. 3 sets of 15. So we'll start with split squats today. I love split squats. One of my absolute favorite leg day accessory piece. They are nasty and nothing hits my glutes like split squats. Like, I don't care how often you do them. If you put in, I do them at least once a week, if not twice a week. And it is the only thing that makes my butt sore. So if you want a big butt, you want a big booty, Bridges booty plan right here, it's split squats twice a week minimum. But man, I definitely feel stronger in my squatting and my deadlifting when I'm adding split squats into my accessory piece. So I like dumbbells. I like to do barbells, split squats. Today we're gonna do dumbbell. I normally use straps. Just makes me not have to put them down in between the reps or the legs. So I can just switch over from right leg to left leg without having to waste any more time in between. And what's really funny is how split squats really gets me out of breath. And so they're actually they really get my heart rate going too. Even just doing like slow, like I'm gonna do 3 sets of 8 to 10 reps each leg, couple minutes rest in between sets, and when I go to put those dumbbells down, I'll be out of breath. So it's fun. We'll go 85s today. Not crazy heavy, not light, but just the right weight, I think. You know, you can warm up into this. I feel pretty good. I should be all right. We'll see though. Whew. When doing split squats, you know, there's a couple different ways to do it. You know, keep that chest up, really keep that back nice and tall. Or you can get a little more bent over too. Reach with the dumbbells. One, you know, I think when you stay a little tall, you hit more quad. When you get a little more forward, you're gonna hit a little more glute. So, you know, play with that too and see which one. You know, you're gonna wanna do both. You know, with a barbell, I tend to do with the dumbbell, I'm gonna get a little forward. And then with a barbell, I'm trying to keep my back and chest up as much as possible. So a couple more things to think about with split squats. Whew, nasty. There you go, split squats. All right, now we're gonna go into split stance, single leg deadlift. Let me get my breath. So in this movement, you want about 85% of your weight on your front foot, 15, 20% on your back foot. I like to actually like almost put that toe on that back leg. I don't know, what is that, about maybe a foot split stance apart. And then hold the dumbbells, basically drag them up and down my leg. But all I'm really thinking in my head is push my butt back, right? So there is a slight bend in the leg, but I'm not holding it straight, stiff or straight locked out, a slight bend, but I'm not bending to go down. I'm pushing the butt back. And the moment I feel that pull in my hamstring, that's when I come back up. So it's a nice controlled descent, drive through the floor to come back up. But pushing my butt back, that's my actual thought process while I'm lifting the weight or holding the weight, right? Push butt back, butt back, butt back. Okay, hamstring super tight, drive to the floor. Butt back, butt back, butt back, drive to the floor. And that will insanely engage those hamstrings. And if you're like me, sometimes I've always been a quad dominant athlete. And so getting your hamstrings really firing or even sore for a workout has always been a very hard thing for me to do. This movement right here has changed that. Nordics and these split stance, stiff legged deadlifts. So you can do this with a barbell too. I've done them a couple times. I just prefer the dumbbell. I feel like I can get a little deeper into the stretch, and the load doesn't need to be that heavy anyways. So I like the dumbbell version a little better, but try both, see what you like. Again, we're gonna go 3 sets of 10 reps each leg. And again, I'm gonna use straps. I'm gonna use the same dumbbells I used for my split squats. And yeah, you can get heavy, you can get light. It's all about almost like a controlled descent and then really drive on the up portion of the lift. So really gets those hamstrings engaged. This doesn't get me quite as out of breath as the split squats. 80% of my weight is on my front foot, 20% back. Nice and controlled. Butt back.
Where'd weak legs, weak minds come from?
One day I was just kind of talking about kind of looking back and assessing, now that I offer this program, this military program of how I train to go through buds and, so a military selection, I was really trying to think why I made it through, how I prepared, how I trained, and like what was the difference and what did I see? Why did I at least think, in my opinion, why guys were falling out and dropping out? And it just kept kind of coming back to me that it was like their legs, because you're never not on your legs. You're never not running or carrying a boat or carrying logs or carrying your buddy. And you can just tell the mental grind that it had on people. And I was just like, man, I just really have my legs strong. And another big reason why guys fall out is shin splints. Shin splints is probably the biggest injury. Don't quote, I don't have any statistics on this. Like, I'm sure there are some out there, but I'm gonna bet shin splints is probably the number one reason guys either roll back into the class. You get one medical roll in buds. So like if you have shin splints, right, and you can't continue on, they'll roll you back, they'll let you heal and then roll you back to another class. And I'm telling you, the number one thing was shin splints. Guys' legs just were not prepared for the beat down that they're gonna take over a year a year-long selection phase. And I just remember, I think it just came to me one day. It was like, you know, the moment your legs go, your mind goes. You're like, fuck, I don't want to do this anymore. My legs hurt. I don't want to be on my legs anymore. I don't want to be carrying. And so it's like your legs are weak, which in turn makes your mind weak. And I remember just working out one day being like, weak legs equal weak minds, and we won't fucking have any of it. And it like literally was just like something I said. I'd never heard it anywhere else. It never like, and then, you know, what's funny is all these like videos I'm getting sent of these doctors talking about the correlation between people being smarter when they have stronger legs, especially in their quads and stuff. And it's very interesting, you know, that it actually correlates that way. It was just something I observed as another student at the time, and then reflecting on it after years later. That's really where it all came from. And then it just stuck. I just kept saying it, and I think people can see it too. People realize it, right? It's like, because our legs are our foundation. It's what we're always on. You know, we're not always on our arms. We're not walking around on our hands. Some CrossFitters do, but not all the time. And we're definitely not asked to, you know, squat and deadlift with our arms, you know, as much and as heavy. So, yeah, it just kind of stuck, and it just made sense to me at the time. And it was just something that kind of like popped in my head, and I said it, and it stuck. So I'm glad it did, because it really does. It's true. And I wholeheartedly believe in it. I think, you know, people get told this, don't concentrate on weights, don't concentrate on, you know, lifting load or weights, you know, focus on running, push-ups, pull-ups, swimming. And don't get me wrong, you have to be strong at all those too. But in the end of the day, those aren't the places where people quit. People aren't quitting when they're in a push-up position. People aren't quitting on runs, or, you know, it's boats, logs, carrying their buddies. You know, that's 98% of where people are quitting. So get those legs strong, get those minds strong. For Nordic's a great, easy substitution. Well, not really a substitution, but an alternative how to do it if you don't have a GHD machine or something else to do Nordics on. You get a bench and a belt, a longer belt, and you literally you're gonna hang your feet off the bench, take your belt, and then strap your feet up here. Get them as tight. If you don't have someone else, a second person either, to hold them for you. Boom. And there you go. That is not mine. I got that from Marcus Philly. It was the first place I ever saw that, and such a great idea. So if you do have a GHD machine, I prefer these for Nordics. You cannot get a leg pump without leg extensions. So your quads are something that can take a lot of volume. And so I do typically go like 3 sets to failure-ish. Maybe not failure, but like real close to failure. So I'm normally doing like 15 to 18 reps is kind of where I typically find that sweet spot where that burn is really heavy and just don't want to do any more reps. So, but this training, the cable tower from Rogue is awesome. It's been such a great addition to the home gym. So many different things you can use it for, and I think the most I use it for is leg extensions, to be honest, and I love it. No good leg pump day without extensions. Oof. All right. Woo! Fuck. Oh, yes. Legs are going to feel it. Let's go do a workout that has legs involved. All right, so now we're gonna go into our conditioning piece, right? Because, hey, just because your legs are strong doesn't mean your heart's strong. And so, getting conditioned, staying healthy for everyone, right? Lifting weights, getting strong is great, but we gotta stay fit and healthy cardiovascular wise. So, but we can add some legs into it. Why not, right? We already got our leg pump on. Why not add a little more? So what we're gonna do, not a long workout, nothing crazy. 3 rounds, 30 cal bike erg. You can substitute that with an echo bike, fan bike, any kind of bike. I'm gonna look at 30 calories as about 1:30-ish rounds. So if you don't have something that counts calories, 1:30 is kind of my time frame at probably I'd say about a 75 to 80% output effort. So not all out, but pretty hard pace. Into 20 step-ups, we're gonna go 20-inch box and we're gonna hold 50-pound dumbbells, so 100 pounds total weight, 10 each leg, right? So there's our more leg pump. I like the unilateral stuff if you haven't noticed, right? We did split squats, we did single leg stiff-legged deadlifts, we did single leg extensions. I love the unilateral movements. We don't compensate if one leg is weaker than the other, so I really like the unilateral work. And we get enough bilateral work with our squatting and our deadlifting and our snatches and our cleans and stuff like that. So I love the unilateral work in the actual pump sessions. And then, give our legs just a touch break, right? Almost like active rest. We're gonna go with 10 strict pull-ups. So 30, 20, 10. I love the way it looks on paper. I think I'm gonna love the way it feels. I think you will too. And we're gonna do it for 3 rounds. So here we go.
That last run was fast.
Whew, that hurt. Yeah, when you know it's over. There you go. Lower day pump. I mean, that's even without a big lift. Legs are smoked. So, make sure you're doing your unilateral work with your legs and your upper body. To be honest, it's both beneficial for both, so you're not compensating. But yeah, that's a typical day right there, LFG. Great lower body day. A lot of people like to look for shortcuts, fucking, biohacks, whatever, and when it all comes down to it, people are trying to sell you bullshit, right? With that stuff, with shortcuts. Make sure you're out there. People always, well, what's the secret to the gains? It's fucking coming into the gym and working as hard as you can. And when you're not working out, you're recovering as hard as you can. And when you're not recovering, you're eating as healthy as you can and you're getting enough sleep, right? But I think what bogs so many people down is there's so many things to think about, right? And you're focusing on workouts, sleep, nutrition, recovery, and you gotta make all these drastic changes in your life. And it's like, don't focus on all of them. Focus on one at a time, right? If I was gonna pick one to start off with, it'd be working out, right? No matter what, if I come in and get a 30 to 60 minute workout in, it doesn't even have to be that crazy intense or anything perfectly planned. Just come in and move and do something. And you are gonna feel physically and mentally so much better from it. And once you get into that routine where that becomes part of it, okay, you're gonna want to dial up other stuff. Recovery, probably the next thing you're gonna wanna change up. And recovery is a lot of different aspects. I would probably go with nutrition next, right? I start my workouts, okay, let's cut out alcohol. Let's cut out sugar. Let's eat a lot of lean protein, fruits, eggs, get some liver in there. I know people want to hate on Liver King, whatever. The guy was obviously a sham, but liver is not. Liver is actually the most micro or nutrient dense meat we can eat. So getting a couple pieces of liver into your diet is like basically taking a multivitamin, but better because your body knows how to handle it. Anyways, all right, so now we got workouts. Now we're starting to better our nutrition. Okay, what's the next step? Sleep, right? Try to make a good sleep schedule, right? Sleep is so huge, it's incredible. There's a lot of great information out there. Dr. Matthew Walker is where I have done a lot of my research and listened to him speak on it, and just has a lot of great tips for it. So, but don't get overwhelmed in all the fucking things you gotta change. Change one, right? Let's make one micro fucking change. Let's make sure we prioritize getting into a gym and getting at least a 30-minute workout in. Cool, we've done that now for 4 or 5 months. Now I wanna change my nutrition. Okay, I'm just gonna not drink alcohol this month or this week, whatever. Small goals equal big goals. It's the same shit in not just your workouts, but in life. So in your nutrition, in your sleep, okay, this week I'm gonna prioritize sleep. This week I'm gonna try to get 8 hours of sleep every single night, right? Doing these little micro changes, and then they just become parts of your day. And it's not this big, overwhelming, drastic change that everything in your life has to change, right? Don't do that because it's bound to fail. So make these small changes, make these small increment changes into your life, and all of a sudden they won't be choices, they will just be your habits of what you do. So take that, do it, go get after it. All right, hope you guys enjoyed it. Like, subscribe, do the thing. And as always, don't forget to pay the man.